Time is now ticking, and it's ticking fast for the world's largest refugee camp, the Dhadhaab refugee complex. Plans are now underway to close down the camp, which is home for over 500,000 refugees, before the end of the year. It's here on the footsteps of Harambee House, where Interior Cabinet Secretary Joseph Nkaissery outlined plans that will see the repatriation of the refugees, most of whom are from Somalia. The government says the camp will be shut down mainly because of security concerns.
There comes a time when we must think primarily about the security of our people. Ladies and gentlemen, that time is now.
Nkaissery said most of the high-profile terror attacks in the country, including the Garissa University attack and the Westgate attack, which left hundreds of people dead, were planned at the camp, with threats of groups like ISIS infiltrating the camps remaining real.
This decision has been made by a government reflecting the fact that the camps have become hosting ground for Al-Shabaab.
The government has already set aside $10 million, equivalent to 1 billion Kenya shillings, for the repatriation of the refugees. A task force led by Northeastern Regional Coordinator Mahmoud Saleh is also expected to work out plans for the repatriation process and submit its report by the end of this month. The move to close the Dhadhaab camp has alarmed aid agencies and the international community, who want the government to reverse its decision, saying the situation in Somalia was still volatile, but Kenya insists it can no longer extend its 25-year hospitality.
Refugees are a responsibility of the international community. The large amount of money pledged, especially during the Brussels conference, for their help should be devoted to helping them resettle back home.
It's a situation most of the refugees have known no other home apart from the Dhadhaab refugee camp now dread.
Ile mtu alifanya Garissa kitendo alikuwa mtu ya Madera, na hiyo mtu alikuwa amesoma. So hakuna mtu mmoja ya kutoka refugee ambaye alipatikana ile kitonda Garissa hakuna.
But the Parliamentary Security Committee has backed the government's move, saying it's about time the refugees were relocated back to Somalia.
There comes a time when hard decisions must be made.
The United States has pleaded with Kenya to reconsider its decision and adhere to its international obligations. In a statement from State Department, the US says, and I quote, "We call on Kenya to uphold its international obligations and not forcibly repatriate refugees." End of quote. Yusuf Ibrahim, K24, Evening Edition.